Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're with Sambo, and joining us as always is Seraphis, our level 15 Pandaren Monk. Say g'day, Seraphis.
Hi there.
Hi there, and a big hello to you guys watching along from home. Welcome, welcome. And indeed, if you watched last week's show, you'll remember that we're here, that's right, in Westfall, and we're right here at the Saldean's farm. And in fact, right behind me is Farmer Saldean. Couple of West Plains drifters, and in the background there we've got Salma Saldean as well. And in fact, that's something that we have to do. If we have a look at my quest log here, you can see we've got a quest called You Have Our Thanks, and we left it on a bit of a cliffhanger last week where we've got to go and speak with Salma Saldean, because I think she's going to give us something for a little reward for all of the hard work that we've done around her farm, cleaning it up for them. Of course, that's not all we've got to do this episode. We've got one called It's Alive. We've got to use a Harvest Watcher heart that we got in last week's episode on an Overloaded Harvest Golem. And then we've got to use that particular golem that we control to kill 25 Energized Harvest Reapers. And that's quite a fun quest. If you want to have a look at the map and see where we are, you can see, in fact, if I make it bigger, there we go. We're right here on Saldean's farm, about to hand in this one. And we've got the Molsen Farm over there, which is where we need to do the Overloaded Harvest Golem. So you can see we've uncovered almost half of the map of Westfall, although theoretically we haven't really been to half. We've only been to about a quarter of it. And we've definitely never been around this area here, which is off in the background, called the Raging Chasm. That's what that is over there. And of course, that's new since the Cataclysm, so I can't wait to show you guys that one. Now, a lot of you guys also were very smart and figured out, that's right, what was going on with the chicken. That's right, this is the long-winded way of actually getting a chicken pet. And in fact, back in the day, it was one of the only ways of getting a chicken pet, because it was a bit of a secret, and it was one of those rumors that used to go around the communities, the server communities. It's one of the great things about WoW and the communities that it fostered. And what you used to have to do is, well, in fact, you can still do it. I can't because I've got too many chickens on me, but you walk up to Farmer Saldean here, if he lets me chat to him, see what he's got to sell, and one of the things he's got in there is the special chicken feed. Now, that is something that you will have to have on your persons. So I'm going to pop one of them in my bags. There we go. All you need to do is wander over to a chicken. Now, I don't know if it works with a battle pet chicken like this, but I definitely know that it works on a plain chicken. Now, don't do what I always used to do back in the day, which is to right-click on one of these guys. Yeah, it's not very funny, is it? Because that would automatically and instantly kill them, thus ending your little quest pretty quickly before it began. And oh, listen to that, it's the Westfall music. What you need to do is you need to go /chicken like this, and you need to have the chicken actually targeted. There you go, so that it says you strut around chicken down here. Now let me see if I can put that up in the sky so you can read it. There we go. With arms flapping, you strut around chicken. Cluck, cluck, chicken. So you need to do that, but you need to do it over and over. So you can do it one of two ways. You can either hit enter and then hit alt up, which basically repeats the last command, and then just hit enter. So it's enter, alt up, enter, enter, alt up, enter. Now that is one way of doing it. You could of course create a macro, and we won't bother explaining how to do that in this episode, but you can look that up on the Googles. And if you create a macro, it means that you can actually just put a little icon down here on your bar. Now I'm pretty sure I've already got a macro from back in the day. In fact, look at this, I've got heaps of them. There's one there called /chicken. I'm going to drop that on the bar. That means I just need to select the chicken and go clickety clickety click. And of course you feel like a right idiot. Now, you have to do this for quite some time. I think it's random, but sometimes it can be quite a long time. So I won't carry on. I'm sure you get the idea. What will eventually happen though, and again, it's one of those little hidden WoW secrets from back in the day. What will happen is you'll see the chicken will basically take notice of you, and then suddenly a quest icon will appear above its head. So I think that's quite enough chickening for now. We'll stop there. If you've got the patience to do it, that's what you do. Then, of course, it'll give you a quest which will ask for some special chicken feed. You give that to the chicken and wham bam, thank you ma'am, I think you get yourself an egg. That's how you get a chicken. And like I say, back in the old days, that was the only way you could get a chicken. Very, very fun. Very cool. All right, let's have a chat to Salma Saldean.
Hey there.
Hey there, and see what she's got to say. You have our thanks. Of course, dear, our little girl works at Sentinel Hill and is very close with the homeless of Westfall. Perhaps she has overheard something. Before you go, let me wrap up the Westfall stew and tell you a little bit about our dear little girl. This will be interesting. There we go. Available quests. Hope for the people. About 4 years ago, in the dead of the night, a little girl walked right into our farmhouse and collapsed on the floor. Nobody had a clue as to her identity. The poor little thing had no recollection of who she was or where she came from. Truly a lost soul. Soon after, we adopted the little girl and named her Hope, for it is that she represented. She is now a young lady, caring for the destitute and the homeless of Westfall. Take my Westfall stew to her at Sentinel Hill, south of here. So there we go. Got ourselves a quest to take some stew to Hope Saldean at Sentinel Hill. See you around indeed. And if we have a look on the map, of course, those of you who are veterans will know exactly where Sentinel Hill is. And that's right, it's pretty much in the center of the map. And listen to that music. Sentinel Hill used to be the area that you would sort of go to that would house all the operations for the attacks against the Defias. Well, now it's just a little bit different over there, and you'll get to see that as soon as we go and hand in that quest. But for now, we've got other fish to fry. That is the It's Alive quest. So we're going to do some rolling and head our way over to, what's the momentum there? Movement speed increased by 25%. Oh, of course, that's that trait that we've got in our talents that we activated last week, which is really, really handy. It's a nice little hand-in-hand thing that goes with the rolling there, which is great. Okay, now we've picked ourselves up some company. So I'm guessing that means it's time to do some damage, although I'm in the wrong stance. I wonder what happens if we do this. Probably not much. But anyway, it makes me laugh all the same. And there we go down. Don't forget, of course, you can't skin birds because they are feathers. Now, what do we got here? A Harvest Watcher. Let's see if we can use this Harvest Watcher heart.
I am out of
I don't think we can, no. So we need an overloaded one. So I don't think we're at the Molsen Farm just yet. It must be over there a bit more. Oh, yeah, look. I think it's over there. All right, getting a bit ahead of myself.
Not enough energy. I need to harvest something first.
And there we go, 100 XP for our trouble, nothing wrong with that. Now, what is this here? Let's have a look here. This is saying it's alive. Maybe it's over this way. Where is the Molsen Farmstead? Is this it over here? I'm guessing so. Oh, hello. More company. Gosh, Seraphis is very vocal this evening.
Do that yet. I do not have enough energy.
And of course, that coyote pack leader looked like they were enraged. That's why they were red. And there we go. Our skinning is up to level 41. Thank you very much. Now, I seem to be going the wrong way. What is this over here? Let's have a look here. I think this is the... Ah, right. This is the path that runs right around Westfall. Okay. Gosh, it's great to have a good look at it from back here, though, isn't it? I love this area. Here we go. The Molsen Farm. That's what I want. Let's do some taunting. Yeah, by the way, a little bit of a tidbit behind the scenes information. Bought myself a new mouse this week. I love my Razer Naga. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just thought I would try another mouse. And of course, given that Razer are one of my favorite hardware companies, I've gone and bought myself a Razer Death Adder, the 2013 version. I've got to say, I absolutely love it. I've got slightly bigger hands, so I've been wanting to try a slightly larger form factor mouse. And just so happens that the Razer Death Adder is a lot bigger than the Razer Naga. So yeah, I'm really liking this. And gosh, it makes a difference for first-person shooters as well. Right, here we go. An Overloaded Harvest Golem. We'll use that. And look at this, we are now literally inside the Overloaded Harvest Golem. Told you this was going to be fun. It's so cool. We've got two abilities here. One is called Reaping Blows, and this chops, dices, and minces our enemy in 5 seconds. And we've got this one here, which is a rocket boost. Fires the booster rockets on the Overloaded Harvest Golem, increasing its speed by 100% for 5 seconds and running over anything that gets in its path. So we are literally one of these now. That is so cool. Now what do we have to do? We have to 0 out of 25 Energized Harvest Reapers slain. So we're looking for the Energized Harvest Reapers. I've got a funny feeling they're going to be over there somewhere, because these are the overloaded ones. So they're not the ones that we want. That classic noise. Aha! Alright, there's definitely a lot of them. Now you can see up here we've got 3,936 health, and one of the things that we do not have here is an ability to heal ourselves. So I'd say this thing has got a finite lifespan. Gosh, it's hard to control.
I do not have a target.
Now let's try this. Whoa! Okay, so it looks like we can actually... Hang on, does that... Fires the rocket booster, increasing its speed, running over anything that gets in its path. I wasn't counting. Did that actually count as kills? Let's see. 3... No. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, it just damages them a little bit. Okay, so it's like a kind of weaken. Whee! Okay, still heaps of fun though. Liking this. Come on, there we go. 6 out of 25. Oh, that's a big one there. Where did he come from?
I do not have a target. I need to get closer.
Oh gosh, it's hard. Really, really hard to control this actually. Let's zoom out a little bit.
That spell is not ready yet.
Yeah, just something that we were talking about in last week's episode, which is the fact that I always seem to film at night. As you can see here, it is a different time of day. On the server here, it is actually 08:49, which is really, really cool. So you guys are getting to see it sort of early morning rather than at night. You can see the light there shining off the cornfields. Really, really cool. Well, it's not corn, it's probably wheat or barley. Anyway, you get the idea. Right, 9 out of 25.
That is still recharging.
Boy, these things take a while to kill. Look at that, the tiny harvester pet in the background there too. Just in case you're wondering where you got those from. Whee! And it looks like I killed... Did I kill the tiny harvester? Oh no, I did. Look at that. Dear, oh dear. Oh gee, I didn't realise that these things actually fire static electricity, basically. Boy, these things really get knocked out of the way, don't they? Maybe I can actually afford to attack a whole bunch more than I have been. Let's try. Ah, okay, I've been doing it wrong, Looks like that ability is definitely the most efficient. So let's try it again. There we go, rocket boost! Whee!
I am out of range.
And we'll try it again. And look at that, there we go. One more, yes, 25 out of 25 are slain. Alright, looks like I'm going to have to get rid of this guy because he's aggroed onto me.
I cannot cast that yet.
And there we go, let's get out of harm's way and figure out, look how awesome that looks by the way. Where do we need to go? Let's have a look at the map, and it looks like, oh, is it back to Salma Saldean? Good lord. Alright, well I wonder if we can use this to get us there a little bit faster. Ha ha ha! Why not, I say? As long as it'll let us ride it all the way there. Whee! Now I'm not sure if we're going to aggro anything along the way. You may only ride the Overloaded Harvest Golem at the Molsen Farm. What's it going to do? Is it going to kick us out? Oh, look at that. It's not... Oh, it has kicked us out. Oh, there we go. And who's in combat with us? Nobody. All right, beautiful. Well, that worked out very, very well. Still got a couple of rolls left. Easy peasy. G'day there, Farmer Saldean. How's it going?
What can I do for you?
Well, you can help us by handing in our quest. Here we go. Let's have a look. It's alive. It actually worked. That is incredible, Seraphis. Hopefully that takes care of the Harvest Golem problem here in Westfall. Now, let's see what we can have here. Harvester boots, which are cloth, and they are a lot less stats. You can see there by all the red values on the tooltip. We're definitely not going to take those. That leaves us with the chewed belt, and yeah, more armor and more stamina. We'll definitely be taking those. Thank you very much. Now, let's see if we've got any junk that we can sell off as well with the good old Sell-O-Matic. There we go. Thank you very much. And in fact, I'm going to bring up the character sheet here because I want to find those boots. No, the belt rather. There we go. Make sure they're the right ones. Yes, more armor there. There we go. Brand new belt over my fat belly. And we're going to sell off the belt that we just were wearing as well because, of course, it's just taking up inventory space. We don't need the special chicken feed either. And sell that back. And I think that's it. We're all ready to rock and roll. On to the next stage, which, as you can see, is pretty much to run up the road and get ourselves to Sentinel Hill. So normally at this point, I stop the recording and because I figure you guys don't want to see the boring run, but look, it's not very far, and who doesn't like running around this zone? Seriously, this is real old school stuff here. We're in the depths of Westfall now. We're right in the heart of the zone, and we're coming up to one of the more famous areas here in Westfall. But oh, notice the different running animation there. But did you notice this? What's going on here? It's different music. It's definitely Sentinel Hill. You can see Sentinel Hill off in the background there, but I don't remember this being here. And in fact, I don't remember them, the Westfall Brigade. Who on earth are we talking about here? What right do you have keeping us out, they're saying? So it looks to me like the Sentinel Hill guards are actually not letting the public in to Sentinel Hill. This is very, very perplexing, folks. What is going on? In fact, you can see there's pretty much a wall being constructed right around Sentinel Hill. And if we have a look at a map, and if we zoom in and make it bigger, look at this. This is what has changed. There's the old hut from Sentinel Hill. Sentinel Hill itself is still here, and there's still a flight point there. As you can see, it is a lot different from that, which you remember probably back in the vanilla days, which all we had, let's face it, was that, the actual Sentinel Hill tower itself, and over here we had, I think there was a bit of a cart and a cooking area over here, and then in the background over there was, yes, there it is, the logging area over there, and that inn. Gosh, I remember spending many, many, many nights sleeping over there. Talk about the memories. But look now, we've got all these houses, we've got tanks here, and we're actually surrounded by walls, and there's all sorts of construction going on. And yes, the flight point used to be down here. Now there's a catapult. And where there used to be a flight master, there is now a roast on a spit. And up the top there, I think, is where the flight master is. We'll go and check that out in just a minute. But over here, here's the fireplace, the classic fireplace. This is the one that we used to go to all the time. And yes, the bread merchant's still there, as is the trade and the bowyer. But look at this, we've got all sorts of different things here. What is this? Steam tank mechanic, and we've got the rental choppers. I do believe that they are for the Children's Week quest, because of course, if we have a look at the calendar, you can see we're pretty much just nearing the end of Children's Week. It ends on Monday, our time here in Australia. So I think that's why they are there. And I think if you take the Children's Week quests, you go on a bit of a guided tour around Westfall, and that's a whole bunch of fun. So there we go. There's the logging area over there, the wood factory, or whatever you want to call it, the sawmill, I guess. And then, yeah, look at this. This is bringing back all sorts of memories. Maybe that's where we'll end up with that episode. There should be, yeah, there it is. It's the mailbox. Gosh, I remember that. This is so cool. So many memories. That, however, is new up there. And like I say, pretty sure up the top of that ledge there is the new flight point. But we should go and have a look. Doesn't it look fantastic? Oh, I love this zone so much. Look at this. We've got a whole bunch of other players up here as well. Look at them all in their noob gear. Doesn't this also bring back lots of memories? Remember being a paladin back in the day, human pally or a human warrior, and questing through here. And it probably was one of your first experiences in the world of Warcraft. Absolutely awesome. You have our full cooperation, Lieutenant. The Fellbrows were good people. Their deaths will not go unpunished. Look, it's Lieutenant Horatio Lane. That's good to hear, Marshal. While Seraphis has brought the perpetrators to justice, their ringleader is still on the loose. Perhaps with the aid of the Westfall Brigade, we can finally solve this case. May I ask, what's with the Worgen in the stocks? Here he is, Ripsnarl. We caught this beast slaughtering sheep in the countryside. He is unpleasant and easily agitated. Do keep your distance, Lieutenant. When I break out of these stocks, I'm going to rip out your heart and devour it whole. Wow, the Marshal wasn't kidding. But is your bark worse than your bite? And there go the sunglasses, folks. The sunglasses actually went on. I can't believe it. Talk about all of these CSI Miami moments. Absolutely classic. So you can see here, there is definitely some cool stuff going on here. It is a Marshal Gyron Stoutmantle. And of course, he is a very, very famous character in the Warcraft lore. Let's head on over here. We've got a Quartermaster as well. Let's see what he sells. And he's got no faction stuff, but he is a repairer, so we can of course repair all of our gear. And there she is, Hope Saldean herself, the little girl that came to the Saldean's farm and that now looks after all of the homeless people. But just like last week when we were about to speak with the Saldeans, we've run out of time this week. We are going to have to leave it on a cliffhanger for next week. So there you go. Do join us, folks. Certainly hope you enjoyed this episode. Certainly hope you're having a great week wherever you are in the world. We do look forward to seeing you next time. We'll see you then, and bye-bye.